13 minutes after 8 o'clock, it's the Invisible Man and Power Girl. What's up? Supergirl. Which one you prefer?
Thanks. I'm good, thanks. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
Good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning to the diaspora. For all of you tuned in, we are happy that you joined us on this marvelous, should I say, Wednesday. It's hump day already. Look at this. Our work week is almost over. Well, the work week for normal people. I'm not normal, so yeah.
So you're not normal? Morning to everybody.
No. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. So it has been, it's already midweek, as you said before. It's wonderful Wednesday, so we're hoping to have a wonderful day today, regardless of whatever is happening. Let's just make it a wonderful experience. Let's just be positive.
Yeah.
And
be great and grateful.
Yeah.
Let's hope everyone has the day they deserve.
Oh, boy. That sounds like for people that have been wicked, you'll have a wicked day.
Yes.
Some people, in some circles, wicked has a good connotation, right? So,
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I wonder how good that connotation can be.
say that drummer is wicked.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But
Yes.
otherwise, it's just mean people. As we look at the headlines this morning, I want to start with this one in particular. And this one comes from WINNFM.com. It's written by Kevin Brown. It says Republic Bank customers continue to speak out about the great withdrawal. The great
withdrawal.
By the way, I asked him yesterday if you could put it separately so that we can play it this morning. The clip?
Yes.
Because the Money Matters program on Monday was. I had people calling and like, this is a great program.
That's good.
Everyone wants to know about this great withdrawal.
Yeah.
And imagine I listened to some of it, as I said before. I know persons who came to me in relation to the matter as well. It is very unfortunate, and then you look at some of the questions that would rise, in relation to, wasn't the bank properly audited to have been aware that, for so many persons, if you know that there's some direct charges that are supposed to come out, and for so many persons it didn't, and then you could look at the sums. Some persons, individually are some considerable sums. You understand? If you multiply that by even 30 persons, the amount becomes even more considerable. So the question is, why wasn't the bank aware that these monies weren't being withdrawn at the time it was supposed to be?
If you
But
notice,
you think they weren't aware? Do we really believe that they weren't aware? As somebody's... Anyways, I'm not going to say that part.
But you remember last week when I read from the letter, you notice the central bank highlighted the section that talked in Republic Bank's terms and conditions that talked about like technical errors not being the fault of the customer. So, and they basically admitted that it was a technical error, yet they went ahead and did this.
Yeah, because...
You guys want to hear the clip?
Yeah.
How long? Yeah.
Because persons from ECCB, some of its staff members have been impacted as well.
Yeah, based on what the information I
I'm
heard.
sure it's a lot of people that were having loans, paying loans in that particular bank. I see real estate owners from Anguilla, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The recent revelation of delayed debits by Republic Bank has stirred concerns across the Eastern Caribbean islands, prompting frustration among customers left with unexpected charges dating back over a year. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has taken steps to address these concerns impartially. Republic Bank Limited's technical issue, which led to delayed debits, has significantly impacted many customers' lives. The bank has attributed the delay to a conversion exercise, which affected the timely processing of point-of-sale and e-commerce transactions. Despite the bank's assurance that the issue has been resolved, the incident has caused inconvenience and uncertainty for customers who have been unexpectedly charged for transactions dating back over a year. Recognizing the significance of the issue, the ECCB has acknowledged that some of its own staff members have been impacted. In response, the ECCB has engaged in discussions with Republic Bank to mitigate the effects on customers. For its part, Republic Bank has pledged to address customer concerns promptly, offering flexibility for those requiring extended settlement periods and encouraging dialogue to rectify any transaction inaccuracies. Despite efforts to reassure customers, the delayed debit situation has led to widespread dissatisfaction, particularly among individuals from Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. Many customers have expressed surprise at unexpected transaction charges dating back several years, prompting calls for transparency and accountability. Republic Bank has acknowledged the seriousness of the issue in its official statement, attributing the delays to a technical error stemming from the conversion process. The bank has emphasized its commitment to resolving customer concerns promptly, undertaking a thorough verification process to ensure accuracy in transaction listings, and offering payment plans to alleviate financial strain for affected individuals. The delayed debit incident at Republic Bank has affected customer confidence and raised broader concerns about the reliability and accountability of financial institutions in the region. Customers expect banks to safeguard their funds and uphold transparency and efficiency in transaction processing. This incident serves as a stark reminder for banks to prioritize robust infrastructure and risk management practices to prevent similar incidents in the future. The incident underscores the importance of regulatory oversight in safeguarding customer interests. The ECCB's response underscores its commitment to upholding financial stability within the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, advocating for measures to mitigate the adverse impact on affected individuals and prevent the recurrence of such incidents. Financial institutions must learn from this experience and implement measures to enhance operational resilience and customer communication. Transparency, accountability, and proactive risk management must remain central tenets of banking practices to ensure customers' continued trust and confidence in the financial system. Tara Carter, a lawyer and real estate developer out of Anguilla, an affected customer of the Great Withdrawal from Republic Bank, and an advocate for other affected people, gave her synopsis of the situation from her point of view.
The bigger point in all of this, Terrence, is that we have a licensed financial institution that admits to having technical errors, computer-related errors, because I have some other errors that aren't even related to this that I've been investigating. Then they post all of these charges on the same date for 2022, 2021, and I've seen some customers all the way back to 2020. I don't remember where I ate in 2020. If you take me through the ticket that I signed and I see that you forgot to take it out, I'll pay you. But right now, all I have is a reconstructed statement that tells me I did these things all in one day. So I'm sitting in the US and I see my card starting to run for charges at restaurants, hotels, different dates, all on the same day. And I said, well, my utility bill is a fundamental breach of their contract for services with us, because my contract for services says, as a customer, I have 30 days to validate and verify a transaction. I've been to the grocery store where my card has been swiped twice by mistake, and I've had to verify it, and it had to be undone, because these things happen. If you post these things 3 years later, how do I verify and exercise my rights under my contract for service? And my contract for services with you, as posted on your site, and every country has the same contract for services. I will share it with you after. It says that you absorb the losses if you have a technical error. And that's for good commercial sense, because you're saying to me, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on your account, and I can't expect you to bear the loss 3 years later. And the truth is, had they generated conversations and invited people in to do this respectfully and explained that there was an error, I'm sure customers would have been reasonable and honest.
Said Carter during the May 13th, 2024 broadcast of WINN's Money Matters, featuring 3 women affected by the Great Withdrawal. Carter said she refused to reconcile her purchases to validate the charges made by Republic Bank.
At this stage, I have not reconstructed mine as yet because I asked an auditor who has been hit, how are you reconciling it? I can't afford an accountant. I said, what do we do to reconcile these balances? Do you want to know how an auditor is doing it? She's looking at photographs from Facebook to see if she was at Four Seasons 2 years ago. She's looking at her email to see if she had appointments for certain medical stuff that's on there. And I'm not doing it, Terrence. I'm not reconciling an accounting statement from a bank by looking at photographs to see if I was in Uber in the United States on the same day you say I was at Four Seasons. I'm not doing it.
The Anguilla lawyer also outlined some things the bank is doing to influence its customers in handling the situation, including an up to 2-year loan.
I had a young gentleman that just asked me to say this to you, and then you can see what you think about it. He said he was on the protest line. He said he just received a call from Republic, from a young man that asked him, can you come in and sit down and have a one-on-one with us? We would like to get a better understanding. And when you come in, we would like you to walk with your pay slips for the last 2 months and a job letter. Click. I didn't call you for a loan. What they're doing, Terrence, is using undue influence to have people now feel that they have no option but to come in and accept a 2-year loan, interest-free, to pay back money that we never authorized you to take. And what they're doing to force you to come in, which I realized they did to me last night, I just realized it, is that they are freezing your other accounts that might have money in the exact amount. So right now, if I log in, and I've printed it because I'm going to be evidence-based, when I log in, there is a separate account that I have, has nothing to do with the overdrawn account that they have frozen. They're frozen it up to the amount that they say I'm overdrawn by, and they're still reflecting the overdraft as well.
Many have called on the ECCB to step in as the regulatory body to address this issue. Carter questioned ECCB's role in this matter.
I think it is remiss of the ECCB to not do what you're supposed to do. You are the regulatory body, and you're supposed to make sure that the bank is doing what it's supposed to do. One of the jobs of the ECCB is they're also supposed to receive the audits and all of these things at the end of the year. Yeah. So who has been properly auditing and recording the financials for Republic Bank? One or two things. It's either that they're not doing it, or nobody is making sure that they are doing it. And if they are doing it, then what are they doing with the information that they would have received? Because I find it hard to believe. I am in business, and I have to produce my business statements every month, every single month, or you will be backed up for the entire year. Because you could go to the supermarket yesterday and forgot what you bought. Because that's just life for you. So can you imagine a bank that has so many different facets and they are not doing what they're supposed to do, and it took them 2 years to realize that this account is empty, and they're saying that they paid out the accounts on behalf of the customers. Really? So you're just taking from Peter to pay Paul, and you're not replenishing Peter?
You know,
so who's making these decisions?
Host of Money Matters, Dr. Terrence Martin, questioned the lack of response from the various governments of affected countries. Tara Carter suggests that all customers affected around the region continue to put pressure on Republic Bank, ECCB, the government, and should continue the conversation and not just let the situation go without redress.
So that was a clip from, as you know, WINNFM News with Kevin Brown, indicating and giving us a highlight of the situation as it relates to the Republic Bank, and not just here within St. Kitts and Nevis, but within the region. Seem to have been a region. Well, it's a regional problem.
Well, actually, let people know. That is from WINNFM's Money Matters. That airs on Mondays from 10 to 11 here on WINNFM with
Terrence Martin,
Winston-Salem University professor Terrence Martin.
Yes.
And he's going to be in studio. He's going to be home. He said he's going to be here in person.
For the next episode?
2 months. So that'll be
nice.
Okay. Have that nice energy in the studio.
Yes. Yeah, that should really bring a difference.
Yeah. There's one thing I have to point out though. You know,
Yes.
it's this odd thing about our culture here in St. Kitts, where, I mean, that street is called George Street, but nobody wants to say the street is called George Street. It's kind of weird. It's like objective reality, objective truth. Nobody wants to talk about it because they're afraid. So kudos to Karen Hodge, who called. I remember she called Voices last week with
Yes.
Socrates, and she was the first Kittitian that I know of that went on the record publicly about her first-hand account, no pun
Yes.
intended, of what happened with her account
In
at Republic Bank.
Yes.
And it's amazing to me. I mean, you hear bullish. You should have heard the show. The three women that Terrence
Yes.
had on, very bullish about, and very, very critical of the central bank, very critical of Republic
Yes.
Bank, very critical of the governments about the way we operate in St. Kitts. I mean, stuff happens in St. Kitts, and that's why I made that face last week. You remember last week when we were talking about our protest culture and so, and I made that face like, please.
Yeah, waste of time.
Yeah.
We're a
lot
bunch
of
of
chats.
wimps.
Yeah, even, and I'm just bringing it down into a realm that I could relate to, and even it as it relates to the political realm in terms of governments are doing something, administrations are doing something. You obviously see that it's not for the best interests of the people or the country, and persons rather than speaking out would just not say anything, and of course they would say that it's for others, of course, opposition parties and so to speak up, but you need that support too from the general
but
public.
what I mean is just something that, I mean, it's like stuff that everybody knows happened. There is
But
no.
it happens in all the sectors, political, whether business, all over.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think we have a call.
We have a
Caller,
caller,
yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
Hi,
good morning.
Here, Jamson. Good morning, Azard.
Good
I'm
morning.
not going to call you PJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, you preempted me, Azard, because
Yes.
that's one of the sentiments that emanated from the Money Matters program with the lady.
Yes.
Whereas they were saying that they, as constituents, the politicians did loan their solidarity to their cause, which was a legitimate cause.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I cannot speak for any place else. And I wish to say kudos to Karen, because Karen was the lone person that loaned her voices. Not that anyone didn't show interest in there. They had earned monies, but she was very vocal. I listened to her on a voice program. And yes, but there needed to be more solidarity, camaraderie, all inclusiveness, like, in St. Kitts and Nevis. You needed to see more of that. Because I'm listening to the Money Matters. It seems like it wasn't just a one-off, where it was a glitch in the system. It seems like it was deliberate, and also, to add insult to injury, the bank did disclose a profit. After they have done a SAT and agreed on doing that, they disclosed their profit, what they had made, like
$1 billion.
physical.
$1 billion for 2023.
Right. Yeah, that was insult to injury.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that Money Matters. It really was timely, and I listened throughout its whole inception, and I learned so much from the interaction. But I will say to petitions and divisions, though, a lot of us might, and they're different ages. But if your hard-earned inheritance, what you have worked for, and you wish to pass it on to the next generation, you need to make sure that it is secure, because we were told to bank our monies in these institutions where our monies are more secure. Speaking of that, though, the Angrillian ladies disclosed that Angrillians are not they're so stupid. They don't put I'm paraphrasing it. They don't put all the eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Okay.
They save a little something to the side so that they was able to still be flexible without being hamstrung, to say that you have all your monies in the bank, you go to access the money and you cannot get a penny. Thanks for listening.
No problem. Thank you so much.
And I don't know if you guys notice what that whole loan thing is kind of creepy too. I mean, imagine.
So what are you? Okay, so if you go in and you get the loan, are they saying that they're gonna put back all of your money?
What they're saying
what they're saying is that
it's like wrong and strong. It's like, oh, we made a mistake, but you still have to pay the money.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a loan for 2 years, but we
As
won't
I was
charge you
saying-
any interest
Wait,
because
no.
we're so nice.
So so you've paid your loan by them depleting all of your money off of.
No.
You still owe more.
The money that they took off because of a technical error.
So
They still want you to pay it, but they'll give you a loan to pay it.
Yeah, you
So
get
are you gonna get back
interest-free loan.
the mistake that they made? Monies.
No, they're still insisting that you owe the money.
So let's give you an
This is
example
wild.
because I had someone who called me in relation to it too.
That's crazy.
Let's say that you have $5,000 in your account, but there were supposed to be some fees deducted during the years.
Understood all of that. Yeah.
And they weren't.
And they weren't, and it amount to $8,000. I'm just saying.
So you lost your 5. You take a loan for the 3 to finish the payment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madness.
So that is
that's
the
that's
suggestion.
why I was checking. Like,
yeah.
what are you?
But because we're nice, we're not going to charge you any interest.
But that's not nice. Because you took off all my money in the first place and you didn't tell me.
Can't you hear the sarcasm dripping from my voice?
Oh my God.
Caller, go right ahead.
Good morning to everybody. Greetings in Jesus' name.
Good morning, Greg.
Here we go. Gregorian monk.
Let's go. Yes, man. Here we go. First of all, I don't think that it is right for anybody to suffer because of someone else's carelessness or mistake. I think from what I've been hearing, it sounds to me that the fault is on the Republic Bank because of the carelessness. And I don't think that their customers should suffer or be inconvenienced because of that. And that is just the biblical way to go. Now, I'd like to ask a question. Is this pertaining to credit card and debit card transactions only?
Well, we're not sure because I'm not a customer, so I haven't been affected to give you my direct answer, give you a direct answer based on my experience. I don't know if other persons here, you're not Republic,
no.
and I don't think they have summed it up.
Inadvertently, I am, but I'm not. You know that way?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I would like to know if this just pertains to credit card and debit card transaction only, because it seems so to me, from what I'm hearing, it seems so to me, but I would just like to know for certain. But it seems to me Republic Bank is between a rock and a hard place. You know, it seems to me that they're in the position of the proverbial cowboy who is riding his horse so hard that his horse is about to drop dead. But he cannot let it stop because the Indians are near behind him. He's in between a rock and a hard place. And the reason why I say that is this, is because once they give the customers back their money, the customers don't go to another bank. They're going to lose a lot of customers. So it seemed to me that.
Okay, sorry about that, Gregory.
Yeah.
I was trying to not lose the call while you were on the line. Went to conference and
But
the person was still gone.
It would reduce the confidence that people have in the bank
yeah.
because if
Big
you're
time.
going to have this experience, you're not going to want to relive it again.
Because we see when Royal Bank of Canada was having something, we see how everybody lined up to get their money. You remember that situation right there? The line was long. So, okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, Mr. McMahon.
Yes. I know that we revere our central bank. You know, they have some of our best minds, best intellect, people, highly qualified people there.
Speak for yourself, Ira.
Throughout the region. Huh?
Speak for yourself.
Right.
Well, isn't the bank revered?
I don't know about revered.
It has done well over the years. I mean, the mere fact that it has stabilized out the EC dollar, which I think is one of its main functions. I mean, that says something.
I must say, though, we have a pretty... I must say, I've always said it, that we have a very progressive governor. Yeah, I think
we've
we
had
the
a
present
number
governor.
of progressive governors.
Okay, but this one,
I think.
Okay.
Right? But to me, they have made some slip-ups, which they really shouldn't get away with. Accountability should be at all levels. One of the first being, I think, the Bico-Clico debacle. Yes, they said they just regulate banks, but really and truly, you would have thought that the financial gurus there would have seen this coming and forewarned the investors, the governments, and so on, so that they could take appropriate action, proactive action, shall we say. Okay? There was that. There was also that loan, was it loan, or I don't know what to call it, that St. Kitts Nevis made to the bank in Antigua.
Yeah, I referenced that last
I think
week.
they had to write it off. National Bank had to, well, actually it was National Bank who made the loan. I think they had to eventually write it off. That seemed to have been just swept under the rug, and that was serious money. Okay? And now this. Okay? Again, to me, they should have seen this coming. It should not have taken outcry from the bank customers to actually come out and say something and do something about it, right? I mean, these financial institutions are supposed to be top-notch at forecasting and all the rest stuff so that they could see things coming down the road and take preemptive action. And so I would hope that in the future that things like this would not happen. Okay, I cannot absolve the government either, because especially in the case of the Bico thing, they basically threw their hands up and said, well, we tried all kind of moral persuasion for Trinidad to come to some kind of settlement, and now it's up to them. So they left the investors essentially with the bag, and you deal with this stuff as best you could, right? I thought that was kind of distasteful, right? Especially bearing in mind that the previous, which is interesting, the previous Trinidad government and the other governments in the region had come to some kind of settlement for the matter, whereby people would take some kind of haircut and they recapitalize the insurance companies. And when the government changed, they essentially just reneged on the agreement. I think it was the Prime Minister, what's the name, Bissessar, then said Trinidad can't be no ATM for the region. That famous statement. And these were, you would think, we have the saying, government is continuous and so on. But when things like that happen, it does not give the ordinary person confidence in either the government and the ability to help out in these kinds of situations, or the financial institutions, which, like I said, we normally revere. Okay, so let's hope out of this would be some kind of retrospection, shall we say, or introspection, that it don't happen again. Right? This was another tough pill to swallow for ordinary people.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Okay, we have to take a break, but I don't really agree. I think reverence is a really strong word. Maybe respect.
Respect?
Maybe some true respect, but reverence, I don't know about that.
No, I mean, so why you think, I think they played a big part in making sure that our sub-region, the OECS sub-region,
I don't even think
more than held its head above the
I
water
agree.
for all these years. I mean,
but I don't even think.
That counts for a lot.
But here's the thing: reverence assumes that people pay attention to how the sausage is made, and they don't generally. So, right?
No. That's not no reverence. Reverence suggests confidence in that we can leave it to them to do the things that they should do, and keep us and our money safe.
Okay, so
That's why, and our economy is safe.
looking at the meaning of reverence and giving it the noun, it says here deep respect for someone or something. So Jamsa said respect. You say reverence. I guess Jamsa is
Deep
saying
respect, yeah.
you're saying
Right.
deep respect, and Jamsa is saying respect.
Respect.
The judge has ruled.
I'm still a bit reticent. You know, a bit
The judge has
reluctant
ruled.
to give them their due.
No, because I'd have to reserve some, because I feel like as far as and I've been told this by someone from the central bank that there are a lot of things they can't really police. They can just suggest. They can't
Yeah.
So I feel like they need more regulatory teeth.
Yeah. It would be. It's
So,
a fine.
that's not up to them, though. They can't give themselves regulatory teeth.
Well, I mean, I
The
know.
government-
That's what I'm saying. So the governments need to take a look at that, which is what.
And remember, the government has the same thing. They're from the Monetary Council, I think it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know.
So, I have a comment here that says that they should have contacted customers before putting through charges. That's my opinion. So
all that should have happened. Yes. The customers are still being outraged, though. But tell me something.
Yeah,
though.
but at least you said.
One said too. How did the customers not realize they were not being billed? Because in a sneaky way, maybe the customers were hoping that they got away with it. No.
Probably.
But then someone is saying that it seemed to be, I don't know, but it seemed to be debit charges. But I don't know, because I'm not a customer at the bank and I have not been affected, or I have not spoken or done any investigation as to the
you suddenly wake up and see your account
the breadth of the
money. Do you go to the
matter.
financial institution and say, where this money come from? or you go and spend it and have to pay it back after. I mean,
but
I just
what comes to my mind is how much are these charges, to the point that years have gone where they have not been taken out, to the point that it's so much that
up into 4 figures, and they said 5 figures in some cases.
So what are these charges?
So that's significant money. So you think that some people would have at least have recognized that something was wrong here. But like I said, because it favored them, nobody said anything. Until it really hit them.
It could be that, Mr. McMahon, but it could be in some other instances where persons, I don't know, maybe they just weren't as vigilant in relation to their bank transactions in terms of the debit swiping and that. I don't know to what extent these charges are when you use a debit card, but for example, even for let's say I have with National Bank, I don't really go and see at the end of the day looking specifically to see whether this dollar was taken out or so it just puts on us the onus for us to be.
Well, apart from that though, you're gonna now rely on the bank to do its accounting right.
Yes.
Because it almost seems like arbitrary stuff.
But it's going to put.
Decide, well, this is how much you owe.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, I guess it puts a focus on all of us, even those of us who haven't been affected, to be very vigilant when we get our bank statements and to be really cautious and make sure that, excessive money is taken out.
Check our checkbooks after we write the check.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Our checking balance and so on. I mean, and mistakes happen. I mean, I've known mistakes to happen.
Yes.
With my account, and I'm sure with others as well. So it happens. And interestingly, too, it happens with government, where government sometimes overpays, but at least they take it back in increments, right? So a lot depends on, mistakes will happen, I guess, but a lot depends on how you deal with it.
Someone says here that they contacted the customers through emails.
Well, it should be dealt with as least pain as possible for the customer.
Did they say when? Was it before or after?
No.
Okay, Mac.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
just I guess that's in relation to the comment that I made, that I read. So I guess based on the comment that I read, that person indicated that they contacted customers through emails.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. 13 minutes until 9 o'clock. No farm report today. So we have some time to
Discuss a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of different things. And we got to talk about the iConnect and so on.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You saw that, right? Azard?
Yeah, that was all
Okay.
the buzz yesterday. I seen it being shared.
Okay.
Yes, the videos.
Stay tuned.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Great to see you, Chrissy and Joe.
Hi, we're here to talk home ownership.
Okay, you're in the right place at the right time.
Maybe you've been thinking about your own home, and CIBC Caribbean has been thinking about you. Settle in, put your feet up, and don't bother about your first mortgage payment, as we'll help with that and more. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
TVC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TVC Financial Services. We are strong. TVC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
And we are back. 11 minutes until 9 o'clock. And we are back.
Oh, yeah. So when everybody start to walk from them, they with their shoes.
You guys know we're back, right?
I wonder if this letter section, because SVG Ferry is the same way.
My colleagues are so into it.
I wonder, you smell something. I wonder if I step in something.
We apologize.
It's okay. They were over there plotting against me.
Oh boy, not at all.
Okay, so we're back. So I want to talk about the icy.
You know that's a good point to say. You always should be vigilant.
Boy,
all
we were talking about the bank. We were talking
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
And then me looking at my shoes, see
if he matched something.
Did it smells funny in there?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
But he
I
thinks
did
he.
something on my shoes here.
Oh,
I have
okay.
to check out though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
yeah, so I watched the video yesterday of the inauguration of the ferry, the new car ferry, the
Yeah.
iConnect. Why is that funny?
No, I just wonder
Oh.
what all was.
No. Yeah, it was all innocuous stuff. No, trust me, it was innocuous stuff. And then I realized y'all didn't have your headphones on.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure it didn't.
Yeah,
go
no,
to-
no,
Okay.
it
Hey,
was
no,
fine,
we
it
gotta
was fine.
protect us.
Nah,
you
it
know?
was fine. It was fine.
Okay, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back
So-
to the iConnect, because I'm
Yes.
actually looking at videos on it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the minister blessing it. He's sprinkling and stuff.
And they did the champagne thing.
Yeah,
on
the whack of
on
the bottle.
pro. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And
So it's christened.
And it has you see that area with the windows, like the
Yeah,
cabin.
with the leather seats.
Well, you can go up on the roof as well.
Yeah, look, they're up on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a whole wedding up here too. I'm looking
Yeah.
at that. Imagine
Well,
getting married on the iConnect.
one of the things I mentioned to my wife yesterday, just as a joke, but I know it probably happened at least once.
Uh-huh.
I said, boy, somebody's going to have like a wicked boat ride. Can you imagine a boat ride on that? You could you'd have two bands, maybe have a small band upstairs, and but that's that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, it resembles the ferry that goes between St. Vincent and Beckway, with the top, and then the because you either have the choice of fresh air or AC, because you can, if you think you have too much sun, you can always go down and go into. So
and then the color of the
floor,
it's
the
really
deck,
nice. It's a really nice color.
a nice color.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's nice that it's I love to see progressive thinking, because a lot of times when people are thinking of these kinds of businesses, the first thing they think, they're trying to be cautious with the money, and they say, let me go get a used boat and blah blah blah. It was nice that they decided to get a brand new boat.
Brand new one, yeah.
Because he said they actually looked at, Farron was saying that during the speech, that they were actually looking at used options, and then they decided to go with a brand new boat, which I thought was...
Yeah, it makes sense, because used option might cost them more than a brand new boat would. At least they know they can get, let's say, 100 trips done without error, than to get 25 trips and you have a ton load of errors. So new sometimes is good, although it costs money. Yeah. And
I'm thinking, we have a caller, but I'm thinking with 50, I think you can hold 50 cars at a time. So hopefully, hopefully the price will be even more encouraging in terms of you not having to think twice about driving over to Nevis or driving over to St. Kitts.
But even the structure of the boat looks very comfortable.
Yeah.
Luxurious.
Caller, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, man. Good morning to you guys, man.
Hey,
good morning.
Yeah, I'm happy you guys had that discussion about the bank customers who lost their money. 'Cause we know we see the Hussein boat issue in Jamaica. Yeah, Hussein lost all of his money, and I doubt if he got any of that back yet. Some of these things are moving towards the white-collar crimes. And this situation with the Republic Bank, I'm just trying to ask the question if these charges were legitimate, you know what I'm saying? And if there's any legal issue going to come out of this. But undoubtedly, man, the customers keep taking the brunt of, such things.
Yep.
And there's a branch down in Barbados, right?
Republic Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Trinidad is the headquarters.
But I've seen a report or something that one of the top execs there being replaced, or there's a new person at the helm in Barbados, a lady. She's either like a new manager that they got for that Republic Bank down there in Barbados. Okay. I don't know if it's a manager or a CEO or whatever.
Okay.
I don't quite remember what it was, but I see a clip where a lady is going to be placed at the top there, Republic Bank in Barbados. And, I've heard last night that there's something brewing over on the Nevis end, with the workers, the cleaners at the Mundo track. And I wanted to highlight that this morning, and I want to stand in solidarity with the cleaners there at that Mundo track. I've heard that there was a meet or something over the weekend, and the cleaners, because of the treatment that they're getting there in terms of their salaries, persons are being working and they're not getting paid. And, they were trying to force them to accept the $600 for their compensation. And the workers there, they decided to strike when they had an event last weekend or something that I heard last night. And I wanted to get some more information on that. But if that's the case, I want to just stand in solidarity with those workers there, and I'm giving them some kudos for standing up for their workers' rights. And, going forward, I want to see what's going to be the outcome of that situation and how long it's going to take them to resolve that on the Nevis side. And, I got a lot more to say, but, I'll keep it there for now, man. All right? Thanks a lot, you guys.
Okay, yeah.
So I have to go now. So thank you for your comment and your contribution. And, just slip out of it.
Okay. Yeah. And thanks for the ruling on respect versus reverence, Judge.
I'm so
Mr. McMahon's gonna come back and get you jammed stuff.
I feel so many good times to go through so many topics right now.
It reminds me of the story in the Bible it's all about, but he was, the story where he was gonna cut the baby in two.
Yes.
Yeah,
so at one point in time, it's just a level of respect that you place, literally.
Stuff, yeah.
True.
Whether deep or just on the surface respect,
Yep.
I mean?
True.
Yeah.
So I wanted to remember we were talking about it earlier, the QR code thing where the iConnect, where instead of having to go down and go down in the line, you can do everything online.
Yes,
and you have the QR code
let's
and
talk
you just
about
go,
that.
and you just drive on. I guess that is very.
But
I can tell you that is
you
very.
better be there half an hour before departure because, as he said,
Is
if
it
you're
15
not,
minutes?
Wasn't it
I
half
think
an
he
hour?
said 15 minutes.
Shucks me. I wish I could get
No, he
this.
said 15 minutes. Yeah.
15?
Yeah, he said 15 minutes.
Okay, I thought he said half an hour at least because
He actually said that he told the captain if he's late, he can go leave him.
if the captain's late, the boat can
Go leave
leave.
Farad, yeah.
Oh, if Farron is late.
Yeah, the boat can
He
go
does,
leave him.
yeah.
the
Yeah,
boat
because
can
you
go
have to
leave
lead
him.
by example, right?
Yeah.
Because things run well when the head is
Yeah,
proper, and we know
exactly,
that. So
exactly.
I'm glad that he even said that. Yeah, I liked, as I said, I heard clips of it. I liked the humor it had. I liked
Yeah, Eric was on fire.
Oh, boy. Mr. Evelyn, I just think he's a comedian. Yes, I've always heard him speak, and he just always makes me laugh. So yesterday was no different. The Prime Minister had a bit of humor yesterday as well. And I guess Mr. Lawrence appreciated the fact that he kept checking in on him to find out how things was going. Yeah, so
I heard
all of that,
part,
it sounded really good to me. I didn't listen to it in its entirety because it was bedtime, so I was snoozing off.
And
But
it actually makes me feel good to see someone who looks like me doing a business like that, because for too long you see these high capital types of projects being run by people who don't look like us.
Yes,
So
indeed.
that makes me feel really good to see Farron.
But Mr. Farron is a Nivision because it says
yes.
Nivision.
Yeah. You didn't know? Yeah.
No, I thought he was Catition all this time. Not that there's any difference.
Yeah, but
to me.
Yeah.
But okay, I didn't know that. Wow.
Big up Farron.
So Nevis is celebrating many wins now, and as Mr. Evelyn said, it's just in time for Mango Festival.
Also, you saw that. You did see a lot there.
I heard. I didn't
Oh, you heard.
see.
Oh, you
yes,
heard.
I was listening.
Yeah.
It's just in time. Mango Festival, the 50th, and some other thing.
Culturama, Music Fest. Oh.
There's something else over there. Boy, I can't remember.
He said
But
Mango Festival.
Mango Festival.
Culturama. And something else. And Music Festival. And something else.
What?
But there was
it
something else he
music?
said. Yeah, music. He said Music Festival as well. Yeah.
So music, Mango, and Culturama.
And Culturama.
Yeah, because the Nivisions are going to come over to St. Kitts for Music Festival, and they can bring their cars.
But he forgot the one thing that, we don't have any games. I still forgot we don't have any CPL games. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess he could have added
too.
that. He would have added CPL if we had.
Had we had it. But I can see this going very far, and I wish them nothing but the best. Yeah.
And I really like the whole. Oh, and what the thing we were waiting on now, the thing with being able to carry 50 boats. I mean, 50 cars. What am I saying? 50 boats.
Listen, I think I heard somebody say now people will be able to fly over and I'm like, what? No.
Eric, he actually said
thought
fly
it was
at
a
one
boat.
point. It's a boat, but I think he
boat.
just. I think he just.
As I said, he's a comedian.
Yeah. But I'm thinking with those economies of scale, hopefully the price will be a little cheaper, and it would encourage more people to want to just drive over.
Cheap or competitive? The fact that
but I mean the other one, the Sea Bridge is kind of expensive. We haven't driven over to Nevis in a while.
How much is it presently to take a vehicle?
I remember. Let me see. The last thing, $275, like round trip, something like that.
Oh, round trip. Okay.
But then there's I can't remember how it works, but there's a thing where if you pay, I think it's like if you're gonna pay the round trip and you're coming back the same day, or if you're coming back the next day, you get a slight discount. Like I think it was like $25 or something.
Okay.
But so it would be nice if the iConnect, the IC, I'm gonna call it the IC. It would be nice if the IC could have a price where it's in that sweet spot where they're making money, but at the same time it's much more attractive to people, and make people more disposed to want to travel with their vehicle from island to island. And I imagine they're going to be doing a lot of business commercially as well. Take for example, because the boat is much bigger, so I mean, I could imagine they'll be making a lot of commercial runs where, for example, maybe people in Nevis buying blocks and stuff like that, trailer trucks.
And if he has the rights, Nevis has the drag race.
Yes,
he can actually
exactly.
go to Antigua and help them, the gentleman over there, get over
Yes,
here.
there you go.
So there's a lot of opportunities
Oh.
for the IC, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that might be a job maybe better for the Sea Bridge.
But then he can bring more cars.
Yeah,
People
I
might
know. I know.
There are lots of cars in Antigua that might want to come.
Yeah.
And then there are people that may want to come over with their cars.
I think what would be nice is if they have specials, like not rather than just a static price. You see, this is what competition does. I'm pretty sure that the IC price is going to be very good, and it would be nice if they have specials, just like you have sales anywhere else. So you have a weekend coming up, and you say, okay, you pay a 150 round trip or something
Yeah,
to
well,
get the volume up, right?
Who knows?
To get the volume up, I mean, it's 50 cars. I mean,
Yeah, we'll watch and see.
I think a lot of people would prefer to just drive their car because I know, for example, it's kind of annoying for me a lot of times when we go to Nevis and
Yeah, you have to
you have
depend
to
on.
go on the boat and you're dragging your bag and stuff like that, you know. So it's good you just pack everything in the back, drive on, drive off, take the nice scenic route to where you're going, you know. So
Yeah. So kudos and congratulations to the Iconic family and owners, and nothing but the best wishes in your operation.
And the boat got a nice bottle of champagne yesterday.
Oh. Well, I hope the boat didn't get too drunk.
I hope so. Okay.
But-
Let's just take a quick break because we would have been having Farm Report now and you know the sponsor Feed and Farm. So we're gonna get a word from Feed and Farm. We're gonna come back and shoot the breeze some more on Island Tea. Coming right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
For all your animal needs, try the Feed and Farm Store SKN. We have the best quality products in feed, dewormers, grooming supplies, toys, treats, and minor medical supplies. Drop by the store on the Kim Collins Highway at the airport roundabout. We're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Give us a call at 669-FARM.
Caution. You done already?
Well, top of the morning to everyone.
I got drum in my head. Party shell. Fight again. Your money dead. Juve on the street. That be free. Water free. Get money. Top of the morning jam. You bring more than wave your hand. People that know the plan. Shell no get jam.
Okay, top of the morning jam. That's Caution from Antigua and Empress. Music for Antigua Carnival.
Okay, I was just gonna
2024.
ask. They're early though.
Yeah.
I know it's May though.
I got that since last month. I've been getting them since March.
Oh, wow.
Just yeah. As I always tell you guys, I'd much rather be playing music than running my mouth.
You always say that for
Yeah. So, yeah. So, what are we talking about now? I saw someone from England sent me this. Okay.
It sound like the Rusty.
That sounds like the corrosive one. So, let's see. Hello, corrosive one. How are you, Rusty?
Can he hear you? Rusty, good morning.
I do not know what's going on. He must be Rusty.
Rusty.
Okay, let him call back.
Okay. Jam, so we were talking about this earlier. The Sinkers Music Festival nominated for the Caribbean Music Awards. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Hi, Rusty.
Wait. Hi, Rusty. What's up? Hello.
It's not connecting.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on here. Why am I? Oh, it's my fault.
Oh, okay, Rusty. He's sorting it. Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah, here you know. Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. Yeah. Go ahead. I had it plugged into the wrong channel. What's up?
I'm okay. I just wanted to make two quick comments. One is a private conversation I want to have with Azard. I know he's not on the show because I don't see him. But I want to just make a point to you guys on the sea bridge.
Not
A
the sea
friend of
bridge.
mine
Not the sea
called
bridge.
me and
Not the sea
said
bridge. You'll be talking about the new one.
The new one or the old one?
Yes, the new one.
So the iConnect. The IC.
Right, the iConnect, correct.
Yeah.
My friend called me this morning and told me about sending pictures and told me about the bridge. But remember, we have now two sea bridge.
No,
bridges
stop saying
or
sea
whatever,
bridge. Two
right?
car ferries. Say car ferries. Don't say sea
Well,
bridge.
whatever
Sea
they
bridge
are.
is just
I
a
don't know.
company name.
Okay, car
Yeah.
ferry. Okay,
Yeah.
two car ferry. And they have a bigger one
Mm-hmm.
with bigger double capacity.
Yes.
No, I still want the sea bridge because if I want to go over for breakfast and come back to St. Kitts and then go to work, I cannot do it on the sea bridge. First of all, they have a special time and all that kind of stuff. I think there'll be a benefit for trade with the actual bridge, right? So my thing is, and if these people are serious about running their vehicle ferry, what they can do when there's cricket in Antigua, when there's something in Montserrat, something in Sable, something in St. Martin, or what have you, they can use those islands to actually have traffic back and forth. No, it might be a competition with the rentals in those companies. St. Martin always got a lot of cars. They might want more cars. But what needs to happen is for them to be open up dialogue with these other countries. Antigua have international football matches, cricket matches. You might want to go to those places and go with your car. You might stay a week and come back and what have you. So that's another way to grow the business or expand the business. What's your word you want to use?
I actually agree with you.
I still believe. Huh?
No, sir, I agree with you, yes.
Okay, cool. I just want a sea bridge. I want to drive over. What if I got a girlfriend over in Nevis? I don't want the wife to know. And I want to drive over there and drive back.
Okay.
I can do that. I'm just saying. I'm just
pretend
saying.
I didn't hear that.
Just saying. Anyway, that's that part on the sea bridge. What I really want to talk to Azard about. I know you're listening, so you can hear it. Do you know that PAM has a caucus first, and at the caucus where they select or they vote for their candidates. Now, as far as I know, I think he spoke to me last night, the only person running for leader of the PAM party is Natasha Gray. I think her last name is Gray. Natasha Gray, right? She's the only person registered to run for the leadership of the People's Action Movement. Now, I now live more of a PAN than you guys. What is going to happen is that her name has been there a week or two ago, a week and a half. What they said, 2 at the max, right? Her name is in the ring. Nobody else's name in the ring. Her name is in the ring for political leader, and Azard is in there for deputy political leader. We ain't hearing about his name. Now they need two deputy political leaders. We ain't hearing about his name. And we need well, if there's going to be an election, it should be Natasha and somebody else. But Rusty was thinking, boy, these guys are so terrible. Yeah? What is going to happen? Maybe Natasha might not even win. I pray and hope she wins. But what is going to happen? Somebody's going to come on the floor and they're going to nominate somebody. No, I don't think that's the way that piece of law or whatever in the Constitution was meant to be used. It was meant to be used like if somebody from overseas come or somebody what have, right? You and the deal. You can nominate them from the floor. You can't just go and picking up people on the floor because there are people who want to run. I know of who want to run, but they don't want the name to be out there before the election time. So I'm praying that Azard is chairman. I'm praying that Azard will tell the people them no. When you go to executive meeting, Tuesday, whatever time is the executive meeting. If you're on the island, put your name in the ring. Don't wait until caucus come, and then there's a big argument up there, and then everybody expecting like me, expecting Natasha to win, and she doesn't win. I'm making that point no, because I know you and I might be thinking, oh, Pam gonna have a female leader, and then when it comes for the convention or when they announce the caucus people, it is not Natasha. I am begging PAM people to be wise. If they bring somebody else in at the last minute, ignore that person. That person cannot be a serious leader. They ain't want to lead. They just want to be in charge of the party, I suppose. If you want to lead, prove to us now that you're interested in being a leader.
But what if the person is agonizing over the decision?
But hold on. And you want to be a leader and you're agonizing 2 weeks?
Well, I mean,
you serious?
I could think
No,
of
James,
I can
you can't
think
be
of
serious.
many reasons why someone might agonize over that. It doesn't. I don't think it necessarily detracts from their.
But Jamster, look how long Dr. Richards, let me be correct, Dr. Richards gave up the position. They had enough time to think about this. If you really want to be a leader, I actually thought Natasha came in late. I actually thought she came in late because they were running a poll. Even before, they had a poll running for 2 weeks before I don't know how long, but she put her name in. At least she was first. She was the first person to put in her name. Anybody else come after, that person can't be serious about trying to be a leader. And that's my opinion. I mean, other people have their opinion, but that's my opinion. I know how Pam works.
But okay,
I ain't go too far with that.
So you would
all right, so that's all I wanted to call in and say to you guys today.
So you would disapprove of a late entry, but would the Pam faithful disapprove?
No, they will be happy, especially who the person is. They'll be happy to take Tom, Jonah, or what have you. I can't remember his name. They'll be happy to take them people there.
Especially when you consider that it's only it's only Natasha so far, right? So I'm sure people
correct.
Let
me give you an example, Jamster. When I was running for Central Bastia, wanted to be a candidate for Central Bastia, I went and asked about 3 or 4 persons. They all told me no. All 3 or 4 persons said no. I went back to the executive and said, okay, nobody want to run, so I will run for this. I mean, I want to run, but I was giving everybody a chance. I will run. And they said, okay, no problem. Next thing, me mothers, the day of the nomination stuff, a man come from somewhere and said, I'm running. I said, but you tell me you want to run? And all of a sudden the man come, and they did not even have an election. What should have happened is that we should have gone back up to Pam for an election between myself and whoever win the seat. We should have gone back up Pam for that, and the people vote. But they know fully well, any vote come with Rusty on the floor, Rusty can win. They know that. And so what they did, they decided, we're going to have a 3-man committee, 3 from the executive and 3 from the constituency. And that's how the person won. I mean, they didn't beat me. Is that they picked him, literally picked him. And they've done that twice. And they've lost with those candidates who they can pick. They got to stop the nonsense. My party got to go up. If they're looking for a leader, this is not the time to play. Natasha has her name in the ring. If I was there, I'll vote for her twice. Because I vote for Sean twice. I never had that. I vote for him in the regular vote, and I had to break the tie as the chairman at the time. So I get to vote for him twice. I feel vexed with that. But the Constitution did say the chairman should break the tie.
Hang on there, Rusty.
I'm joking.
Let me bring in this call. Let me bring in this caller. Caller, go right ahead.
Sure.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Carl.
Hey, and good morning to my schoolmate, Rusty. Rusty, let us get serious and right to the point.
I'm not hearing you.
Yes,
It's Carl Brown.
For forgiveness for our wrongs, right? Now, here's the thing. Rusty was saying yesterday that he would not vote for Pam if Pam go and join with PLP again, right? But here's the thing. He was saying yesterday PLP got 1 seat, but it's 1 seat Pam got 2. And the other thing about it is this. PLP on its own cannot beat Labour. Pam on its own don't have no support to beat Labour. The only how we are going to dethrone the Labour Party is if Pam and PLP and others join together in a collision to take down Labour again. Otherwise, we're looking at the next election. If all the parties going singly against Labour, Labour will be back in government. Because Pam don't have enough support to beat Labour, to form the government on its own. PLP don't have enough support to form the government to beat Labour and Pam and form the government on its own. And we have to face it out.
Okay, I'm going to have to leave it there with Carl. Go ahead. So did you hear that, Rusty?
Yeah, I heard what my good friend Carl said. What Carl has to realize is Pam has to do the work to win the seats. That's one. Secondly, Pam not running 8 candidates in the next election. Maybe he don't know that. And when I say Timothy got 1 seat, it's only Timothy believe it could win the seat. Because I know for a fact, St. John Payne won there, and St. John Payne was a tough candidate, and Pam beat him. Pam beat St. John Payne. But if Pam does the work, we can have all the support we want. And let me tell you something. Carl talking about we don't have any support. All you got to do is take back your people from PLP. Timothy ain't got nobody. Timothy and Sam run the first time. Sam couldn't win. Timothy won. And then he take when Timothy was there, he won Akila Byron. Akila Byron won. And Akila is not running anymore. I heard. I don't know if it's true, but she ain't running anymore. So the only seat they have is Timothy's seat. And Timothy wants to get back in to continue his work. Let me leave it at that.
His work. What's his work?
Guys, thanks for the conversation. I
Okay.
just come out and eat some supper before this.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good night.
He just filled his cryptic comment quota for the day, because I don't know what that means.
Boy.
So, okay. So, we were gonna look at something here. What was it?
We were looking at the St. Kitts Music Festival being nominated.
Yeah. So they've been nominated for the award. You want to read it? Read a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got nominated for. Oh, but I'm told that we have CPL games this year. Oh, so that's good. Yeah. So apparently we have some games. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Good.
So the St. Kitts Music Festival nominated for Caribbean Music Award, and this is by Yolanda Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the WinFM page for those of you who need to read it in its entirety. So it's winfm.com, and it says the St. Kitts Music Festival has been nominated for Music Event of the Year at the prestigious Caribbean Music Awards. The Caribbean Music Awards is slated for August 29, 2024 at King's Theatre in New York. According to the Music Awards website, the Music Event of the Year Awards considered an individual or entity that has been an established brand, produces top-tier events that are well-sorted, and hosts repeated sold-out events. They can produce gatherings in multiple locations locally and abroad, have experienced exponential growth over the years, and they have an exceptional repertoire with their patrons. The nominees for the Music Event of the Year Award 2024 include Reggae Summerfest, the Dominica World Creole Festival, Brunch and Soca, Stink and Dirty Miami Juve, Soca Brainwash, Beach Road Trip Weekend Jamaica, and I Love Soca. The Caribbean Music Award is a platform to recognize, honor, and celebrate Caribbean talent who have made significant contributions to the enhancement of our music and the development of our rich and diverse culture.
Okay. Yeah, it's good that we're finalists for that, but I mean, if we don't win, don't be surprised.
Oh, but why not?
Because I'll let's take this year. Let's take this year's rollout for one. Let's just be real.
Mm-hmm.
It's been less than ideal. I mean, the lateness and so on. Whole months without knowing what was going on. So it's like I said, it's a good thing that we were nominated. They recognize that we have managed. You could say the festival is almost 30 years old, actually. So they recognize that we've actually managed to stick around.
To stay around. Okay. Cool.
Over things like Romantic Rhythms in Antigua and a whole bunch of other festivals. So, but if we don't win, we shouldn't look at it as a loss. We should look at it as a teachable moment.
Are we the...
We could find out why we didn't win and then try and build on that. Yeah, and do better. We certainly in terms of the rollout this year, we definitely need to do better. So,
I'm looking at the crowd at the Jazz and Arts Festival in St. Lucia. And this festival runs from April 30th to May 12th. So it concluded on Mother's Day. And they had some A-list. Chloe was there.
And this is where?
St. Lucia.
It's
St. Lucia
finished?
Jazz Festival. Yeah, the 12th. So Mother's Day was the last.
Oh, I
and
didn't
I'm looking
realize,
at the crowd. I'm looking at and this crowd is, oh my gosh.
We were more plugged in with St. Lucia Jazz Festival when we had Gem Radio on.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Listen to Gem Radio in my younger days.
And CSS. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah.
921.
It's always good to have bragging rights. Right? So yes, if we can make it to the top of that nomination, that's fine. Okay, but I just wondered, the Eurovision Song Contest, for instance, just finished. And I mean, that was like spectacular, out of this world kind of thing. And I'm wondering if something similar couldn't be done with the Caribbean festivals, right?
Yeah.
To make it more international, to give it an international flair, more international flair.
That's a very good idea, actually.
Yeah, you know, I was really impressed by what I saw from that festival, and different countries, not just Europe, were allowed to compete. And one last thing, honestly, I don't think many people like to have exercises in futility. And trying to do political punditry about what will happen next election is a waste of time, to be quite honest. There are too many permutations and combinations.
And variables.
There's going to be electoral reform. There's going to be, boundaries at least. The Nevis, what's going to happen in Nevis. There's the splintering of parties. There's absolutely nowhere, and there's, of course, the seem to be the less reliance on parties and more on personality cult. You know, it's almost like it's an individual thing now. Every man for himself kind of thing.
Let me ask you a question. I was hearing rumors that they were actually, along with changing the boundaries, they're actually planning on adding seats. You think they're going to do that in the next period? The next, let's say, what did I call that?
So.
Uh-huh.
I suspect so.
Okay.
You think they can just shift around seats, shift around boundaries, and keep the same number of seats?
Well, I didn't think so, but I was just wondering what they would do. But then, I just wanted to know what you thought.
Well, my personal feeling is that you don't need more MPs. I think with this population, and if it hasn't increased significantly, I don't see why there's a need to increase.
But there's this rule in the. To me, there's this rule in the Constitution which seems kind of like a stricture which I think shouldn't exist. The whole idea that if you add seats in Nevis, you have to add. I mean, you add seats in St. Kitts, you necessarily have to, which to me doesn't really make sense.
Or something like that.
Because I could see another seat. I could see Central Bastia, for example, being split in 2 seats. That to me, that's totally reasonable. I could see Keon being split into 2. I could see, because of the size of the pop. Oh, St. Peter's by St. Peter's by itself, maybe something like that, right? So but the point I'm making is, doesn't the Constitution say something about the all constituencies having roughly equal numbers? How is that going to happen when you take Nevis into consideration? Is it roughly equal numbers per island, or roughly equal numbers taken as a whole?
Yeah.
There are
all those little idiosyncrasies that quirks and so on that came up when they were doing the Constitution. I don't know if they didn't think about those kinds of things, but obviously they have an impact. And I'm not hearing anything about constitutional reform at this point either. So it seems as if you're going to go into the next election with the same bad stuff that make other bad stuff happen.
And the other thing is,
that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And especially where you have no idea what kind of alliances and so on is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It makes for a lot of confusion, right? I guess some of us are nostalgic for when you only had 2 choices, but that's obviously not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case going forward.
Okay.
But it really makes for a lot of confusion, which nobody seems to be too interested in addressing at this point, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so...
Thank you as usual, Mr. McMahon, for your contribution.
Yeah, so back to... I had some other cool stuff I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can find them. So it turns out it seems as though we are having cricket games, I was told. Okay. CPL games, I was told. Okay.
Do you have the...
Yeah, I was told that we got 4 matches, possibly, and The person said, Sam, I'll have to do some damage control. So we got 4 matches. Probably. And another comment. Rusty, I wonder how he wants Pam to take back those who went to PLP. Magic? That's a good one. Also, let me see. Someone else was sent something about the cricket. Let me see. Okay, I don't see that. Okay, so where were we?
We were talking about the festival. We were talking about the St. Lucia Jazz Festival in particular. So, yeah, because we were talking about our festival. I was surprised that they weren't on that nomination list too, as well as Barbados Reggae on the Hill. Because, you know, every island has their own thing. Does Antigua still have a music festival, though? I don't think so.
It could be because I'm kind of, well, I guess, I'm surprised. You know, I remember going to Barbados one time, and I was really surprised at how the Bajans were gushing about the St. Kitts Music Festival. And I remember that year we may have had Chris Brown or something, or it might have been the year before, something like that. And the person...
We had CB already?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
During his first album.
Oh.
I personally think they should bring him back, you know?
But I thought he was coming with all the
I
was
so,
hearing and Sis and everybody.
Yeah.
And then no.
And then no. Call her. Call her right
You know,
ahead.
you got a big build up and then you get a
I know,
hard
yeah.
drop.
There's
Not
always
gonna
next
happen.
year. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we would be a nominee considering how long we have had music festivals and think it's a Navy.
Yes, since 1996.
I'm not quite sure how wide the field is, but within the Caribbean we have been consistent. So we will make the nomination chart, so to speak. My question to you, Jamster, do you think internal bureaucracy and internal assessment would be a factor as to why we would be a nominee or not? I say so because, yes, I was one who preemptively or prematurely rather wanted to get an assessment when the last music festival was held. And the sentiments were like, it's a little bit too soon. And lo and behold, we didn't have any at all. So I think all of these factors would weigh into the nomination process out there. We don't know. I don't know if this is the first time they have nominated music festivals in the area.
Well, we certainly were finalists, so that's good. I'm actually surprised, Kay just pointed out that the Barbados, is it Reggae on the Hill?
Reggae on the Hill,
I'm surprised, yeah. You always think that people like Barbados and so would
I'm happy that St. Kitts is in it, okay, but I just thought,
I'm happy.
The fact that St. Kitts is in it and these bigger, like St. Lucia and Barbados isn't in it.
Is it
what?
Aruba? There's one is it Aruba or Curacao? There's another big one down there. I would have thought.
If we really check
and Tobago.
Yeah.
If we do a comparative analysis as to when the music festival in St. Kitts was initiated as opposed to the other islands, I think we're somewhere up there. We may not have been.
But St. Lucia is in their jazz festival, their jazz and arts festival 33 years, because St. Lucia started in 1991. We started in 1996.
And where are we? Where we stand?
28 years. 28.
Or 27 probably because.
No, 28.
Because remember there was a year we didn't have it.
COVID year?
A 5-year margin.
Oh, so 27.
Yeah, 27.
Okay.
But
On another note, though, when it comes to election and, really sitting down and having an all-inclusive assembly to sort out this thing once and for all, I really think it should come to we having a diaspora constituency. Just those in the diaspora, not just in the North America alone. All diasporan petitions and divisions in the diaspora, they could just vote as diasporans, and that will resolve a lot of the problem that a lot of our folks keep paid for tickets, come home, adding insult to injury, voted, and fly out the next 2 or 3 days. I think it will take away the insult by having just a separate diasporan constituency.
It's something that should be discussed. I don't know if they're going to have. I don't know if they're. I mean, if they're considering constitutional reform, I'm assuming that would be one of the things.
Administration that hold the helm, none of them want to touch certain things.
Yeah,
It
but
might
I
be
mean,
controversial.
something like
none
that.
of them want to grab the bullet that they cow by the horn. So to
Okay,
speak,
we have to
and
take a
deal with the
break.
matter.
We have to take a break, but
So let's-
something like that probably requires constitutional reform and so on, and also, I would like to see. I would like to see public consultations before that is done, and I'd also, speaking of which, I'd like to see that happen with the school and the Performing Arts Center. I see them clearing land over there by Needsmas. I'm assuming, I don't know if that's what that's for. Well, I know that's where the Performing Arts Center is supposed to go, the cultural arts. Yeah. So I really hope that we have some more. They had one meeting with those people from France or whatever, and I don't know. So consultation is not, public consultation is not a strong suit of successive governments in St. Kitts Nevis. I'll just say that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So.
Well, I hope they're listening so they can work on it.
They think they know everything, and yeah, they do think, oh, we know everything. We don't need to consult you guys. You guys don't know anything. Just sit down, shut up, and let us do as we like. Pretty much.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, so let's hear from Feed and Farm and Rams, and we're going to come back and we continue. We have some other cool stuff here we want to talk about.
Yep.
For all your animal needs, try the Feed and Farm Store SKN. We have the best quality products in feed, dewormers, grooming supplies, toys, treats, and minor medical supplies. Drop by the store on the Kim Collins Highway at the airport roundabout. We're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Give us a call at 669-FARM.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Hey kids, drink healthy!
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors, drink from more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy, drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
So here's a little teaser from for Culturama 2024.
Get the popcorn, make y'all
Every job them gal want turn up. Them nah leave.
It's called Lowrider. It's it's Easy of Odyssey and BMWA. Here's a little bit. And of course, you know, Nevis is celebrating its 50th anniversary of Culturama this year. if you like that sort of thing. So I wanted to draw attention to this story I saw earlier this week. You know how we always talk about, everyone always talks about, math is hard, and the general consensus is that, somehow we don't really do well at math, and girls don't do well at math. But these two sisters from Florida beg to differ. It's good to see two black sisters, doing crazy stuff in math. Now, apparently, these two students have found a mathematical proof thought to be impossible for 2,000 years. So what that means is, if you guys remember, you learn about Pythagoras' theorem in math. Well, apparently, it was thought that a trigonometrical proof was impossible, but these girls managed to figure it out, and they were only 17 years old. So I'm going to play a little bit of this so we can hear exactly what happened. They were on ABC News. I think this is important to hear because I think we need reaffirmation that we can do anything we put our minds to. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Wait.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. If you remember the formula but not its purpose, you certainly are not alone. But two high schoolers from New Orleans may have found a proof. Joining us now are Kelsey Johnson and Nakaya Jackson. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's start with the basics. While your proof has not gone through the academic peer review process or been confirmed by other experts in the field, it also has not been dismissed or debunked. Explain to us what a proof is, because I remember, and to be honest, I actually loved algebra, but I was terrible at geometry. So let's just start with the basics of what a proof is and how long you've been working on it.
Well, basically, a proof is just an explanation of why the thing is. For example, like, if you wanted to prove why something is, that's basically, like, we're not saying that we created the theorem, we're just making a new way to get to the answer of explaining why A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So it's an explanation.
And Kelsey, you ladies presented your proof at the American Mathematical Society annual Southeastern Conference. Take us back to that day and how you prepared.
Well, the day before the actual conference, we actually went to Georgia Tech and did a dry run. So we kind of went over the whole presentation, and it was really nerve-wracking the first time when we first started going over it. But then once we started kind of getting some practice in and like fixing the way we say certain things, it all like started flowing together.
Can you humor us? Because again, I'm not a numbers person. I've always preferred words a little bit more, but can you give us a sense to try and break it down for, maybe on a third grade level, if that would work, of like what this proof is?
You want to break it down? Yeah, I can pretty much break it down. So basically, we take a right triangle, which is kind of like this.
Got it.
And for her proof, we put it into a circle, and then we basically use the triangle that we have here and used what we know about like the opposite sides, trigonometry, to prove that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So what we did, what was original, is to use trigonometry and prove this.
Yeah. So you are both 17 years old, and I'm just thinking about what I was doing or not doing at 17. How did you get so fascinated? How did your journey lead you here?
Well, it all started with a math contest that was held at our school, and there was a bonus question, like about like dealing with a new proof. Or
making a new proof of Pythagoras. So, and then we both actually we were the only two at our school to do the bonus question. So that's kind of how we grew an interest in it. It was through the competition that got us interested in it. And then after we did the bonus question, our teacher reached out to us and was like, wow, y'all can really present this at a actual math conference. And then that's how we started making this into like a real thing.
So, I really wanted to play that because, for the reasons I stated. And it just shows that, and talk about black girl magic, right?
Indeed.
And then, like, I'm always suitably impressed when the St. Stephen's robotics team, and they go abroad and they do so well. And I'm always surprised because you're always told that, oh, we're not good at math and all this stuff. So it's good to see this, and the cool thing about those two girls is that they said that question, because the proof had always thought to be impossible. The question was actually not. It was an optional question, and they decided to attack it and actually prove that. And apparently they said they're going to be presenting it for peer review later on. So I just thought I wanted people to hear that because.
But maths is a difficult subject, though.
It
the
is.
average person
It
will tell
is.
you it's a difficult subject. I had to do maths twice to pass. And in actuality, because I was doing basic maths, because they separated you in high school when they
basic in
realized
general.
you're not good at, so I did basic. So to me, it wasn't a big thing to pass basic, very well knowing I have to go and do the general anyways. So I just didn't fight up much. I tried my best, which wasn't good enough, and
I think
I got a 4, and then I went and do general maths. I did way better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like our system needs to do better at making the math more, because like when I was in university, right, the math was applied math, so I could see what I was using it for. I think that goes a long way.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't pass math in high school, but I passed it in college.
University? Okay.
Yes.
You go.
And it was because I was seeing what I was doing with the math, and I was like, oh, this makes sense now. Whereas when you're in high school, even primary school, a lot of the stuff seems it's funny in kindergarten and thing. You know how they try to make it less
Fun.
abstract. Like they tell you, if you have 6 apples, you know that stuff they tell you. If you have 6 apples and you cut it, you cut one of them into 4. How many pieces is that? And what do you call one of those pieces? Is it a quarter or a half?
Yeah.
And that's relatable. But then somehow, as you get older, that whole middle period in high school, it's totally abstract, and you're like, what's this?
Because I think up to grade 6 you use strokes or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
back in my day, let me not say, because I
Yeah.
don't know what happens now in schools, but at least you used your strokes and, as you said, all these things, shapes and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was relatable, like, because they're gonna use candy. So if you have 4 Snickers bars and blah 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 blah, it's like you can relate to that. Hey, if I had 4 Snickers bars, no one's getting any, so I'll have 4. Whatever the case may be. Let's take this call. Caller, go right ahead. Hold on. I'm trying to get this phone. Caller, go right ahead. Hi, caller.
Hey,
Island T.
I'm back.
Hey, what's up?
So we are familiar with the Pythagorean theorem, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Theory, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that with the 2 17-year-olds challenging Pythagoras, that it might be his theory might have been originated elsewhere? And here comes, even though the
Actually, I may have
academia
seen that.
in terms of mathematics-
I actually think I may have seen that somewhere, because a lot of those Greek guys, they went to Africa for college.
Yeah, there was considered
Yeah.
in neophyte.
Yeah,
And what neophyte is not an insulting word, It's just like you just enroll into kindergarten. You're not in
Yeah.
5th or 4th grade.
yeah. I mean, it's
And then they attribute all of these things to neophyte.
yes.
Because they did went back home. A lot of them got pushed back when they went back home to Greece.
No, that's
Because
not
in
that's not
Greek
the impression
world,
I
it's
got.
Like they were saying, like, you guys
No.
are taking these philosophies from elsewhere, and you all are coming and trying to introduce paganism into the Greek world.
But the good thing though is that you don't get the impression that the Greek were racist in any way, because they
No, no,
always
no,
they
no, no.
always they
That-
always
that-
sang the praises of their teachers in Africa.
They acknowledge, they did acknowledge that, but
Uh-huh.
it's the event of the 20th century where you find a lot of like, oh no, we cannot say what the Greeks said to this academia. We have to really reinvent the wheel, so to speak, in terms of academia. And so even though and I hope they recognize the sisters' contribution, and even that would be a template for more in-depth you know what I mean, deciphering of that theorem, and also, but I think it's their contribution is attributed to the unlocked DNA of the originators. That theory, they're the ones who have challenged this, you know, and has been so successful at this stage. They unlock DNA. Our DNAs have so many secrets that it's gonna eventually come to the fore. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so
There's something in the chat. I think Chev put it in about about education.
Today we join our Liberian
no,
cousins.
no, I didn't.
Okay.
Um,
Let me play it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
The biggest mistake I ever made as a parent, in my opinion, was letting my children go to public school. The second biggest mistake was letting them go to a school at all. The purpose of school is to manufacture employees for businesses. It's not to teach your children to be smart. There's a book that I would recommend highly. It's called Weapons of Mass Instruction. John Taylor Gatto. He was the 5-time Teacher of the Year in New York, and he became totally disillusioned when he realized that the purpose of being a school teacher was not to teach math. I think that maybe he taught English or math. He said, I became disillusioned the day I realized my job was not to teach math, but my job was to teach school. Think about it. In school, they teach you that nothing is important. Why do they do that? It's the only place that you will ever work in your life where you work on something for 45 or 55 minutes and then a bell rings and you close your book. You don't care about that anymore until tomorrow. It doesn't make any sense. And the reason they use bells in schools is because that's what they use on the assembly lines. Lunchtime, ring a bell. Okay, go to lunch. Ring a bell again. You come back from lunch. The whole thing was to program for a stimulus response. We still tell our children, well, if you want to do well in life, you got to go to college, get a degree. Well, the only reason we tell them that is because that's what we're expected to tell them. We haven't really thought about it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Funny enough, when he said the bell, it resonated with me because I know at the factories you normally hear the bell for break and then the bell to go back.
Yeah.
And it's funny how as humans we're so.
And 15-minute and 30-minute lunch breaks.
I know. And lunch should be. I don't understand how they decide.
30-minute lunch break.
They cut your lunch breaks. Well,
Insane to me.
Wow.
But that's a very, that's why. You see?
Yeah, he's right though.
Yeah, he is. There's a lot of people. I mean, I've watched videos on YouTube where people homeschool their kids. But the thing with that is that the thing with that is that oh my God. Okay, Rusty. Go ahead, make it quick.
Sorry about that. So I just want to tell you about the math thing with us in school. You remember in grade 6 how maths was for us?
Yeah.
Don't call them. Please don't call them.
No.
Every Friday we had a maths test, and if you don't pass that test, even if you pass, and the professor or the lecturer or the teacher know you should have gotten more. So you could have gotten 80, but you're you got 8, but you're a 90 student, you're still going to get a couple of lash. And that's why I keep telling all the schools that my children went to, do not beat my kids if you think they're not learning. Beat them if they're rude. Do not let my child anything if you think they're not learning. Because at one time a teacher had marked my child and her friend math incorrect, and they had the right answer, all the others had the wrong answer, including the teacher. And then after the next day and asked him, so should I beat you and the rest of them? Or how are we going to do this? Do not beat any child for math like that. And that's why I up to today, I can't do math. I have to do standard deviation, and so when I'm doing my data stuff, I had to call friends who know maths really good for help. I just don't do maths because my maths went bad in when I went up to junior high school. It was good. Miss Lawrence, I don't know if you all know, really lovely lady. Miss Lawrence,
I remember her.
really had me maths going really good. And then I went to some other teachers, and then I just couldn't get the maths back. But that's what I just want to tell you. I know it was in primary school for us. We were beaten to learn maths and that kind. Maths and writing. Remember penmanship?
Hey, you remember
We
that
got
thing?
blows.
Hey, you remember that thing that
We got
we used
blows
to
for
do?
everything, Rusty, back then.
There's this thing we have to tell Kortensia about this. You know how when we come back from lunch, where we'd have to do the times tables, and he'd come
Oh
up
yeah. Oh Lord.
and he'd walk around to
Oh.
see, because some of them would be miming, they don't know it, so
Yep.
they're
Yep.
just miming some old nonsense, and you get licks for that.
Yeah, I used to sing like 12 ones at 12 and blah, blah. I just mumble something so you don't.
And you
So
know,
you are my Rusty.
That I get
And he-
licks. I didn't want to get licks.
and he used to make fun of
That
us. He's like, well, 12 ones on yum yum yum. You don't remember that? Remember he used to do that?
Is that teacher
It was
still
really
around?
ridiculous.
No, he
trust.
died,
To
yeah.
me, I
Best
think it was
teacher
ridiculous.
God made, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
yes.
But anyway, I just wanted to add
Yeah.
that to your show tonight.
Yeah.
Today, whatever it is for you.
I
It's
mean-
night for me. Sorry
I
about
know.
that. Anyway, thanks for letting me.
We used to get licks and so for that, but still the best teacher God ever made, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what anyone says. Obadiah Williams, that's Victor Williams's dad.
Oh, okay.
And Joyce Williams.
Okay, nice.
Their dad, yeah.
Nice.
So
So school really is to produce us for work. But though we don't use a lot of these theorems, well, maybe the architects and all these other people use them when they're doing their drawings. But the normal person don't use all of these things in school.
actually they do. Because they have to be used for a lot of those engineering type subjects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
technical drawing and those. I see you put something in here about tax havens. Nearly 40% of dirty money is laundered in London and the UK. Crown dependencies.
Yeah, so that would be like Anguilla,
Tortola.
Caymans, Turks and Caicos.
Oh.
Yeah, like those.
Wow.
Bermuda.
So
yeah.
what are they asking for? They're wanting the people who have offshore accounts for their names to be provided to the. That's what this is about?
And they even have some European dependencies in Europe too, like Gibraltar, I think might be one as well.
Oh, I see it here. Yeah.
Yeah, Gibraltar is there?
No.
yeah.
I'm just saying, since legislation
Yeah,
was passed in the House of Commons, remember we just speak about something earlier. Since legislation was passed in the House of Commons in 2016, the UK has faced prevarication from overseas, prevarication from overseas territories, which are reluctant to set up public registers that disclose the ultimate owners of funds in tax havens. Okay.
Yeah, so and that's problematic because what happens is a kind of double standard where somehow the big countries are allowed to do whatever they want.
But the small ones, they always come in for the small ones.
No one's gonna go after the Swiss banks and the banks in Luxembourg and all those, but they come after us because they don't want us to have any agency and independency.
And Tortola has a lot of offshore companies.
Yes,
and look,
Tortola
there's
too,
even a
right.
picture here that says
BVI.
overseas territories such as the British Virgin Islands have not yet done as much as they must do to eradicate dirty money.
Exactly, because they're part of the UK. So in a sense, I think they kind of get shielded. Let's see what this caller has to say. Caller, okay.
And they said the British Virgin Islands and the Cayman Islands have still not introduced public registers and are now citing European Court of Justice rulings to place restrictions on those able to access the register. Neither the BVI or the Cayman Islands are subject to ECJ rulings.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend from the UK sent that. I think we should maybe we should delve into that some more. I actually sent it to Terrence from Money
Okay.
Matters.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm sure that's something he might want to talk about at some point. There's a clip here I wanted to play about and I deliberately didn't listen the whole of it because I wanted to hear how this was going to be explained, how Bajans could have, how Liberians could have Bajan family or something like that.
Liberians?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember a lot of people came to the Caribbean, be it
that's the
through
country that
slavery,
was
be it as indentured labor, etc., etc. So
that's a country that was set up by the Americans in West Africa.
Okay.
Slaves who were repatriated to Africa. Where is it? Why am I not finding it? This is crazy to me. Okay, so I really wanted to hear what this had to. If we could squeeze this, I think we have enough time to play it before we wrap. It's a Bayesian story. Okay, here we go. Okay, where is it? Okay, let's go. Here we go. Let's hear this. Where is it? Now, how did that happen? Did you hear that?
Today we join our Liberian cousins here in Barbados as part of a pilgrimage voyage dreamt and thought of by our very own Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley some 2 years ago. Ambassador Lorenzo Witherspoon put it into place, and we joined them here at Hillcrest St. Joseph. The beautiful Bathsheba backdrop provided the cool ocean breezes that created the perfect setting for this cultural interaction. The conversations on the cultural exchange began 2.5 years ago by then Minister of Culture, John King. Now a senator, he tells CBC News he was surprised to learn there were no ties between Barbados and Liberia, and so the seed was planted.
This is the beginning of us looking to see if we did this with Liberia, what other African countries we can find Barbadians, and where else in the world do we find Barbadians who need to link with Barbados at this particular point in time.
Head of the pilgrimage group, Ambassador Lorenzo Witherspoon, described the trip as a labor of love. He says when Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley approached him about the trip, he could not say no. He adds, during conversations with the Prime Minister, they both realized none of the 346 Barbadians returned home following the 1865 voyage to the village of Cruiserville.
It places so much like home, like Cruiserville, where we lived and grew up, and where our ancestors lived in their pursuit of building Liberia. And so everybody feels at home, just like I did the first time I came here. And that's the beauty of it. And so many people have talked to me about investment in property. They want to come here. They want to come here after they retire. This is home, and which is good because that's what the Prime Minister wants to see happen. She wants to bring her people back home to help to, A, grow the population, diversify the economy, and give them a stake in the construction or the reconstruction of Barbados. Because I told her when we met, I thought Barbados could become the next Malaysia, and it can.
Also making the voyage is Liberia's first female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She says she previously visited Barbados in the 1970s, but sees this trip as a great opportunity.
I particularly want to be here for the opportunity to meet the Prime Minister. And I think that for me is the biggest event for me, as I will be seeing her, and I'll have a chance to discuss with her on global issues.
Reverend Evangelist Judy Stryker says she brought a number of family members along with her and promised to visit with a bigger contingent.
It is moving today to be here on my 70th birthday, 70. So it's got to be God that led you. It is a historic time for us as Liberian Barbadians, and a historical time for me to be accompanied by a 7-year-old grandchild, my sister and my brother, to spend this 70. I know my grandparents, wherever they are buried in Liberia, are extremely excited and proud.
The journey continues tomorrow with a trip to the National Archives, dinner at Ilaro Court with Prime Minister Motley on Friday, and a Bajan extravaganza in Oistins on Saturday. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
You know what I realize? Well, you know that saying that says, that says that the conquerors, when you allow the conqueror to tell the stories, you never hear it from the victims.
Mm-hmm.
Because we learned how Liberia's formed, but they never told us that people from the Caribbean were repatriated. We just thought they were Americans. So you realize what's going on here.
Mhm.
So apparently slaves from Barbados
Went
who
back.
wanted to go back to Africa.
Went back. But they have roots. Some of them probably were born there.
There,
but
yeah.
went back with their
With-
parents.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never knew that. I thought it was all just Americans who went to, because it was two countries that they set up. The Americans, Liberia. I think Sierra Leone was set up by the British.
Oh, okay, because I'm
Yeah.
seeing Liberia is located along the
Yeah.
coast of Africa. It is
Yeah.
bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the southwest, Sierra Leone to the west, Guinea to the north, Cote d'Ivoire to the east. Liberia is made up of 15 political subdivisions called country.
Yes.
Called counties.
Counties, yeah.
Yes.
So you find a lot of Liberians have English names because the names that would have been given in the British Caribbean or the U.S. But they only told us it was Americans that were. I didn't realize they had people from Barbados as well. So
Oh,
this is interesting.
They went
to
back
me.
home.
Yeah, so this is very interesting to me, and it's interesting to know that they're trying to find their roots.
Yeah. That's
in-
what I'm saying.
in Barbados.
This thing now where you can basically find out who your ancestors were, how far back you can go. It's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we can actually do that so we can find out where we're from. Because sometimes when people hear they're this much percent Native American or you're this much percent African,
Yeah.
some people are actually surprised if even find that they have a trace of a little Chinese or some other thing in their blood. Yeah.
It's like Jessica. I remember with Jessica Alba. For some reason, she thought she was Native American.
Oh,
And she
isn't?
found out no, she's Spanish.
Oh.
She's Castilian. She's like 70. She's like
Back in the
like
day,
90 something percent
from Spain.
Castilians.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was disappointed.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, she wanted to be a native.
Yeah, like she wants to be what we call Latino. But yeah, she was turns out she was white. And
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
So see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
And,
tomorrow
So you're
Thursday.
working today?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, enjoy your day off
I'll try my best to.
and enjoy your day. And
You do the same.
yeah, we're gonna have voices today with Socrates is gonna join us. I wonder what he's gonna be talking about today. I'm sure it's gonna be fun. So
Yeah.
So guys, please join us at 11 o'clock for voices with Socrates from 11 to 1:30. Want to see you back on the stream because I can see when you guys. Yeah, I can see the numbers. So make sure you guys come back at 11 o'clock for
Oh, boy.
voices. I'll see you tomorrow.
Alrighty,
Okay,
bye.
bye.
You